Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Leo August 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as August goes, Venus will be in Virgo from the 18th until the 31st. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, if you're unattached at this time, Leo, you might connect with a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Virgo characteristics. It could be at your place of income where you generate money, somebody that is very prominent in your self-esteem and your self-worth and your possessions and resources. Could also be about spending frugally on matters with your possessions at this time and things that you buy. This could be as well at this time. You might value, this could be about putting a lot of value in being very systematic, methodical, even frugal, pragmatic, organized, clean, and this could be really play a role in how you feel about yourself and your self-worth at this time. And also too, at this time, this could be the enjoyment of really enjoying your analyzing your monetary situation at this time, and about maybe the enjoyment of extrapolating where you might be financially at maybe a future time as well. And anyway, the next thing up. Well, Mars will be in Leo as far as August goes from the 1st until the 18th. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, Leo, your energy is often near inexorable and indefatigable anyway, but might even be greater at this time when you got this boost of Mars energy added into the mix, so to speak. It could be a time where you might be have a real abundance and surfeit of energy, even more so than usual, and even come across as a little bit more outspoken, more courageous than usual, a little bit more confrontational and argumentative. The arguments with others may be very loud, vociferous, and boisterous, considering this is Leo energy. But be careful about expending too much energy at this time, Leo, because when you have Mars and Leo energy, and especially during these really acrid and hot summer months, it could be about very strong dehydration levels. And Mars, you're talking about a very fiery planet, of course, and you're talking about Leo is very fiery and hot. So you got to worry about this excessive heat levels at this time. And also, it could be about putting a lot of energy into Leo new beginnings, such as something doing entertainment, circus, where it could be working, doing something as an actor or an actress, working as a cardiologist, working with children, doing something with creativity or sports, golf perhaps, especially. And if you're unattached at this time, Leo, you may connect with a Leo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that embodies Leo characteristics that may be for a sexual liaison. It might be somebody that might be prominent in your new beginnings, or maybe even someone you knew from your early childhood at this time. And also, too, the situation with a grandmother and even people you knew from your early childhood, people that might have been instrumental in new beginnings, and your outlook perhaps might be a little bit more contentious and acrimonious than usual. The arguments may be with a lot of that Leo-like ferocity, and again, could be very loud and very boisterous and angry, and issues over pride and ego perhaps. Next thing up. Mars will be in Virgo as far as August goes, from the 18th until the 31st. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, Leo, you may, this could be about putting really a lot of energy into your finances, monetary matters. You might find yourself becoming more angry than usual over possessions and being very critical about them. And it could be over being very frugal regarding matters of your possessions, and even downright parsimonious. And it might be something where, well, you don't want someone to take something in case they don't replace it later on, because you want to hold on to that money as well. It could be also too where the situation perhaps with people you generate money with. It could be also people that are prominent in your resources, your possessions might be a little bit more contentious and acrimonious than usual. And it could be just over again with a lot of very judging, critical, judgmental energy at this time. A lot of it could be a lot of just kind of nitpicking and really down everything but compulsive complaining and just really getting angry at these people. And just we're at this point in time. You might just really with just being saying a lot of negative derogatory things and saying a lot of critical derisive remarks. And anyway, this could also be a time, too, if you're unattached this time, Leo, you may connect with a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Virgo traits. And it could be somebody that might it might be someone for a sexual liaison, and it might make somebody that might be very prominent, again, your self-esteem, your self-worth, how you feel about yourself, and it might figure prominently in your monetary situation. Next thing up. Jupiter will still be in Sagittarius, so the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, as I've talked about previously, Jupiter could be rather paradoxical, it could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. Now, in a lot of cases, this could enlarge and expand rather foolhardy, reckless, over-optimistic, over-enthusiastic energy, perhaps with gambling, matters connected with speculation, investments, even matters pertaining to love and children. But at the same time, this could be very fortuitous, perhaps for sports, gambling, and speculation at this time, and also very, very lucky and fortunate, perhaps through the outdoors, adventure, philosophy, and religion with children, with lovers at this time, perhaps more so than usual. So those are some ways that this could manifest, and also perhaps a lot of hope and optimism through matters with religion, with philosophy, with fifth house people at this time, and also about could really be about a lot of exuberant and enthusiastic energy, and perhaps some kind of outdoor hobby or thing of fun, amusement, or enjoyment at this time. Next thing up, Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, Leo, at this time you might some cases might find yourself taking care of a sickly or debilitated aunt or uncle, someone prominent in your daily routine, your place of employment. It could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, the joints, hamstrings. It could be making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy at this time. And also, too, this could be about experiencing some perhaps restrictions and limitations in your health at this time as well. And it could be something with the bones or the knees or the joints at this time you might be dealing with. But also, this could also be a period where you may be dealing with more responsibility than usual at your place of employment, and also more getting more structure and discipline in your daily routine, in your health, your diet, fitness at this time, and also taking more responsibility just to sixth house matters in general. And also even you might be experiencing in some cases maybe some fear connected with some sixth house matters such as work, your employment at this time, but also you might be involved doing some very laborious, it could be doing some laborious Capricorn work at this time. It could be doing something with dentistry, or even just working some general mundane job, or even doing something with business, politics, the government, something with information technology, accounting. So anyway, next thing up, Uranus will be in Taurus still, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, you might find yourself doing something Uranus-like in terms of your career. It could be doing something with computers, electronics, aerospace, astronomy, rocket science, even something with humanitarianism. This could be something, being in Taurus, you do with a lot of persistence and something you strongly value. You may also be dealing with rather unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior, perhaps from the dominant parent, which is often the father, people in positions of authority. It could be people prominent in your career and even your public image and reputation. It matters with your career at this time, and maybe your stature in life might be going through a lot of fluctuation. You might be dealing with a lot of financial fluctuations in terms of whatever you're doing with your career. And also, too, at this time, you might find that when you look at this as well, you're talking about the 10th house in astrology. I mean, this is very erratic and sporadic energy, and it's very unpredictable. So 10th house people may be acting this way to some degree during this time. And also remember, this is your public image, your reputation house. So it could be something where very unpredictable, spontaneous things may be happening in connection with that at this time. So anyway, hold on a moment, people. Next thing up, Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, people, you may Leo, you might at this time be dealing with people that you're in a sexual or intimate relationship with that might be more duplicitous and deceptive than usual. This could also be a time where you might be more susceptible to credit card fraud, but you may also, on a positive note, this could manifest perhaps in leaving some kind of Neptune type legacy at this time, where you're thinking about perhaps trying to leave some legacy such as being very self-sacrificing, compassionate, imaginative, somebody that's very idealistic, somebody that can dream and maybe make those dreams. Perhaps when I say dream, somebody that can maybe fantasize, but maybe make dreams manifest into reality, and somebody that might be very spiritual as well. But at this time as well, it could also be about something surgical related, where you might be dealing with something connected with Neptune related, such as something with the feet, the toes, the lymphatic system. And at this time as well, people that you might be connected with in an intimate or sexual relationship may be somewhat nebulous and unclear at this time. Could also be the dissipation or dissolving with the connection of these people. And also, really at this time, it could also be about dealing with perhaps some kind of insurance fraud you might be more subject to, or even, as I stated, some kind of credit card fraud at this time as well. But on a positive note, it could also manifest in dissolving some kind of debt issue you may have. And a lot of this, of course, could be predicated and dependent on aspects this makes to points in your chart. And say if this I mean, Neptune energy can also be strongly about daydreaming and fantasizing. So you might find yourself doing that more. It's more lethargic energy, and being more lethargic and lackadaisical regarding 8th house matters, especially if this is making an adverse aspect to your natal sun, Mars, or your ascendant. Last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, you might find yourself, now in some cases this could be, and a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway, this could manifest in the actual or literal death, perhaps of an aunt or an uncle, someone prominent in your daily routine, your health life, even a pet in some cases. This could also be someone you may provide service to. This could also be about doing something Pluto related as far as your employment goes, such as working in insurance, doing something with transformation. It could be rebuilding vehicles, something with the occult, supernatural, astrology, something where you're maybe doing something in a death profession, such as working as a mortician, a funeral director, or a coroner even. And also, too, you might feel as if your health might be somewhat obliterated and destroyed at this time. But remember, Pluto is also about rebirth and regeneration. So it could be also dealing with and it could also be about the revival of some of your health as well at this time. I mean, Pluto can often supplant and replace what is gone. I mean, if something is obliterated, Pluto can often be replaced later. And also, too, you might be dealing with something Pluto related as far as a health affliction goes, and especially if this is actually making an inconjunct to your actual ascendant in your natal chart, or if it's making an adverse aspect, say, to your sun, even could be another example. This could be something connected with the sexual organs or something with the regenerative system, anything that could be Pluto related. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Leo August 2019 horoscope forecast part 2 of 2. And stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Virgo August 2019 horoscope forecast part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.